Do you ever see somebody get down to the end of their presentation and they stop and say, okay, now we have time for some questions? And have you ever seen that really fail? I certainly have. And what happens is a lot of times you'll get down there and you'll say, hey, now time for questions and answers, and nobody will have any questions. That's terrible. Well, one of the reasons that they don't have any questions is because we didn't prepare them for a question and answer period. So not everybody's just really good at the last minute going, hey, I got a question, and raise their hand and asking a question. They have to think about it for a while. So what it's a good idea to do is to begin 15 or 20 minutes before you get to that point and say, now you know what, when we get to the end, we're going to do just a few questions and answers, and I know you'll have some things that you'll have questions about because we're covering a lot of stuff, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. As a matter of fact, you might even write down any questions that you have so that when we get to that time, you would be ready for it. Okay? So that way they have some prep for it. The other thing is to wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just take a few questions and answers. And wait. Yeah, just give it a period of time. All too often we, and I'm as guilty as anybody, we are so afraid of that silence that follows that we'll say, anybody got any questions? 3, 2, 1. Okay, now then we break. Well, they didn't have time. So if you say, let's talk about some questions you may have, and then just stand there. Because eventually somebody will raise their hand, and once somebody raises their hand, then you'll get the ball rolling and several more. So prep them for it ahead of time, and then be willing to wait out the long pause that is necessary for people to begin.